Minor technical difficulties.
Forgot to hit a certain button. So where were we? You were giving RDJ
I was going to cradle
ride.
him in my arms during the movie. And if anything had, whatever, I'll save him. Shall we get into the books?
Big week this week. If you like horror comic books.
We were just talking about how there are a ton that just came out over the past year and a ton more coming out now.
Mike Rappin, what's your favorite horror comic book that you're reading right now?
Tell us.
Eternity Girl is not a horror book, but I do have that in my stack. Can I go first?
Why not? Women's History Month is almost over.
You know what I'm into? These variant covers that get rid of the trade dress. There's like nothing on the cover except for the art.
It's beautiful.
Infidel #1. I don't even know who published this. I have no idea.
It's Image.
Oh, okay. I grabbed it, and it's a horror book, and I'll maybe on like a YouTube's I'll have this streaming across the screen. But what you can see from this is horrifying. This book actually deals with some topical stuff, Islamophobia. It follows a Muslim gal who married a non-Muslim man who already had a kid, and she's living with his mother, who has certain thoughts on her way of life, so to speak.
Uh-oh.
And the husband, her son, is like, you shouldn't trust my mother. You shouldn't be so friendly to her. She badmouthed you for so long. We need to get out of this house. We need to get our own house. And they live on the top floor of this apartment building where a bombing happened. Something happened and killed like everyone on this floor except for them. And she's walking around at night and she starts seeing these strange things in the shadows. And something happens at the end of this book that changes this family forever.
What?
You have to read to find out. It's very good. It's probably my pick of the week. Infidel #1.
On a scale of 1 to scary AF, where are we?
I'm like 9 AFs.
What? My word.
9 AFs. Maybe on Instagram I'll put like a little scale that says 9 AFs.
I think we should just get like a bunch of ghost equipment in here and why don't we just complete the circle?
EVP Ouija board.
Yeah. 100%.
Mike says, how about a set time for your live shows? It's usually every Wednesday at noon. Mike, the snowstorm kind of fouled us up last week.
It did, because no one came into the office, except for me, of course.
Just picked up Oblivion song #1 last week. Excited to be reading a new Kirkman epic from day one.
Very cute.
Mike Rappin says Hara County.
Oh, yeah.
I agree, Mike. Remember when that girl was running around with the skin of that kid? Oh, my God.
I love to do that, too.
You're always skinning people.
I'm always skinning people and running around their skins.
What did you read this week?
So this is a new #1 from Rich Tommaso. He does, Spy Seal, She-Wolf, what's the other one? Oh, my gosh.
I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah. Anyway. So this is called Dry County. And this is a crime book. It's like about this guy named Lou Rossi who lives in Miami. And this is set in the 1990s. And he's in his early 20s. He lives alone. He feels like he needs to get his S together. So he's trying to find a girlfriend and a steady job. Right now, he actually sketches comic book panels for some magazine. It was really cute. But he wants something more concrete than that. He's looking for a lady friend. So one night he goes to do his laundry, and like the girl of his dreams is like sitting there doing her laundry.
That's a story
So they
book.
talk for like a ton of like time, and he brings beers into the laundromat, and they chill and hang out, and then they go on a couple dates, and then she reveals to him about her crazy past.
What happens?
Involving like some ex-boyfriends. So apparently she was like a battered woman, and these two guys like saved her from this one other guy, and she kind of is like I don't know, like they won't let her out of their sight after. She's sort of imprisoned by them now. And it's like not a romantic relationship. It's just like a companionship relationship, but I think is even like creepier.
Oh my gosh. So they just make whoopee together?
No, they don't make whoopee at all. They just like watch TV shows, and she feels like she's sort of like under house arrest.
This is a very strange relationship.
One night Lou is in his house like drunk AF, and he feels like he hears her voice, and she's in like this huge argument with one of her like captors. And he goes up to the roof, and they're fighting, and the other guy like escapes, and she's like, "Oh, Lou, I was gonna come to you, and I was scared." And then they kiss at the end, but I think crazier stuff is going to happen because her past is pretty bad.
Have you ever met anyone at a laundromat before and dated them?
I have a laundry thing in my house.
Ooh, look at me. I have a laundry in my house. I'm fancy.
And also no.
Let's see.
So this is going to be like a crime story where he has to go on an adventure to like save her and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's like very realistic. You know,
I love his art.
It's like he's hung over and after you get to drunk, which obviously is what happens, and he's thinking about, you know, he's about her all the time, and it's true.
It said it takes place in the 90s?
In the 90s.
I watched
in Miami.
That's Miami. And I watched Everything Sucks on Netflix. You ever heard of the show? It's like some new... It's like Freaks and Geeks, but in the 90s. I didn't like it.
I feel like that's probably like where this is headed.
Philip says, what up, gangst is? Austin says it sounds like Scott Pilgrim. One of the best things about Hara County is that rule. Let's see, orange hair, fat, bulbous, tiny hands. My God, bulbous. What a great word that is.
Bulbous. That's not on the banned words list. We can allow that.
It's a good podcast name, Bulbous.
Definitely turn some heads.
Speaking of bulbous, Come Into Me, new series.
Is this another Hara?
Black Mask. I think I only ever want to read horror comics from now on. This is now a horror-themed show. Forever.
Forever. Except that wasn't really horror.
Come Into Me is a new book from Black Mask. This is about a scientist who's doing these trials with these funky little umbilical cords into the back of people's heads that allows them to transfer minds into the other body. So you can walk around and have someone else's, you know, brain in your head. So like we could transfer, you could be in my brain and we could watch RoboCop one night. So you would finally see it.
To mention that there is one panel in Dry County that they're watching RoboCop on the couch together.
The ultimate night. And
I was like, wow, that's on a sign. I don't know what it is.
So this guy he's about to display to his backers, like, all right, let's do the test. Well, you know, it's kind of hard to see. Let's do the test with these two people. They put this like weird looking umbilical cord into the back of their head.
I think that bothers me more than what's going on. It's like a sausage.
They're inserting sausages into heads, meat sausages, and it goes bad. The guy like dies during the test. So their trial is not good. Oh, I didn't see that page in our digital version. So weeks go by. This gal comes to his office. She's like, I need to try this. I need to experience something new where I'm not myself. And she offers the owner, this like Elon Musk top character, $50,000 to do it. So he's like, all right, I'll let you mind swipe with me for 60 minutes.
Damn.
And they do it. And he's walking around, and she's in his head. And this goes on for 60 minutes. They, like, see each other's lives and, like, their failures and their successes. And a couple weeks go by, and they're like, their lives have been changed from seeing someone else's life. They're like, I need to do this again. This is amazing. And they eventually meet up again, and something happens the next time they try this that will shock you.
To your core.
To the core. Every pitch I have ends with something happens, ... This is a really fantastic horror book that isn't so much like really freaky scary as kind of
mind effing.
Mind F AF.
Mind F AF.
Trevor's back. Brainiac would be proud. Horror and wrestling.
Wrestling. Is there
oh my God.
a better
is there
combination?
Horror and wrestling?
I think wrestling is horrifying.
I think you just haven't watched the right wrestling.
The wrestlers. Excuse me.
You'll be fine.
All right, so Darth Vader number 13.
It's a great cover.
Is out today. Oh, look at our poor little shriveled up Anakin.
Oh my God, he's like a raisin.
Little raisin boy.
Raisin scalp.
So sad.
Philip
has so much promise.
Philip asks if you guys are still on for prom, circa 2004.
We have to use those umbilical cords to go back.
Meat cord.
So this Vader is set after A New Hope. So this is Palpatine just as like, he's been, I guess, emperor for like 3 years or something now.
Mm-hmm. They voted him in.
They voted him in. And Vader is still trying to, like, not be his, like, aide, but, like, become more of a powerful part of Empire. So he's trying to, like, do all these tasks. And this is also after the part where he wiped out all of the Jedis, so he thinks. So he goes on these missions from time to time just to make sure that all the Jedis are gone, or just, like, if he senses Jedi activity, to go, like, try to find the Jedis.
His Jedi sense tingling.
Right. So this starts with him fighting our good friend Obi-Wan.
What?
And it's a flashback, so don't get too excited.
Oh.
But any comic that starts with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader having a fight inside a volcano is my favorite. Anyway, so we go through that, and then Emperor's like, oh, I have a mission for you. And they end up going to a planet called Mon Cala. And Mon Cala is where the Mon Calamari live, which is what Admiral Akbar was.
Spoilers.
So I'm not going to say if you get to see a young Admiral Akbar on Mon Cala, but I'm not going to say you don't get to see him.
Isn't there a board game called Mancala, too? Where you move around like stones? Pretty sure. My wife is watching, hopefully, and she can back me up that there is a game called Mancala.
Like
Mon-Cala?
Mon Space Cala.
Close enough. Maybe that's where they got it from.
So Vader gets a group of his, like, nasty Inquisitors on a ship and heads to Mon Cala to try to basically enforce the Empire rule on that planet. And obviously there's hesitation there. They're like, wait, you're taking all of our stuff and giving us nothing, which is, like, typical Empire activity. And he tries to convince them, and then at the very end, there's this huge, huge cliffhanger that is not to be missed. I'll show you.
Show me. Don't show them.
Look at this.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
that cover. Oh, my God. The next issue?
Oh, yeah,
it's one of the best covers I've ever seen.
So just briefly, at the very end, a Jedi is actually on Mon Cala, but we don't know who it is.
I got a few people backing me up that Mancala is a game.
It is, but it's not spelled the same way. It was like, whatever. Okay, he was right. I was wrong. So this is actually one of my favorite issues of the new version of Darth Vader.
I like what's Kamon
Coley.
I like his art. He or she. I'm not sure if it's he or she.
Yeah, it's really great. The colors are nice and vibrant. It makes Star Wars live on for me.
You know, it came out yesterday, The Last Jedi, video on demand. I don't know what that noise was.
I don't know either. I feel like a boy going through puberty. Like,
Last Jedi.
Can't even talk at all.
It's still
Is
amazing.
This what it feels like?
You're going through puberty live on Facebook and YouTube.
Oh my God.
Maybe I'll just run through my next couple because we're running out of tape quickly. The final issue of Judas.
Oh, I don't know. I have that.
Came out. This is 4 of 4. Amazing. Kissing it. You know who else I want to kiss in the lips? The Hulk.
Dr. Banner.
The Earth has been
another
stolen.
one of my favorites. And actually, I don't read a lot of Archie comics. Only Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. And I was like, you know what? Let me check out this Vampire Veronica #1, because Veronica is now a vampire.
Good for her.
And you know what? I don't know if you know about this about me, but I love vampires. True Blood was one of my favorite shows when it was on, and like the last 2 seasons were terrible, so we pretend those don't exist. And another little fact about me is I always carry a pair of vampire fangs in my bag at all times.
If I said something like that, I would be destroyed by you.
I'm not kidding. Like, I could go get them now. I was actually going to bring them for the show, but I was like, okay, like maybe no one will watch it.
Too much.
So Veronica is at a party that Cheryl Blossom's throwing, typical Cheryl behavior, and a couple of vampire dudes show up, and Veronica and them get into like a scuffle and fall into the pool, and there's like this pool of blood, and she emerges as a glorious, beautiful vampire.
Wow.
And some other crazy stuff happens, but I'm excited that she's a vampire.
Okay.
I hope the best for her. Hope she drinks a lot of blood.
You haven't watched season 2 of Riverdale yet, right?
No,
I haven't. I heard some not great things.
Same.
I heard it's not as good as season 1.
Yeah. So,
Looks
there's
cool.
typical,
angst.
like romance triangle. What do they call that? Love triangle. That's it.
Love triangle.
between like Archie and Veronica and Betty. You know, the typical Archie stuff.
What kind of vampires are they? Buffy vampires or sparkly vampires?
Definitely not sparkly vampires. These are like hideous True Blood. Actually, True Blood vampires aren't very hideous.
What if Jude Law was a vampire?
He'd be my dream man.
Couple more before we wrap up here. I got so many comics here. New issue of Cold War #2 is out. That's like that. I think it was like Total Recall meets something else. I don't remember what I said, but it was cool. Also, my favorite writer, Deadly Class, is back. If you
Another place I would love to go. Assassin's
these
School.
kids in the 80s go to Assassin School, and
What more do you need to say?
Mr. Miracle is back. Dropping comic books left and right. Who needs it? Just dropping these books.
Careful, that was like $4.
Eternity Girl, Mike Rappin. Mike Rappin in the comments. Give your pitch for Eternity Girl in the comments. Why everyone should read it.
In 50 words or less.
Or less. Give 44 words.
43. And then also Thrawn #2 came out. Thrawn continues his mischievous ways. Not really listening, but his right-hand man's trying to keep him on task and really wants him to, you know, be the best.
We haven't watched Jessica Jones season 2 yet, right?
I have not, but I heard it was
mixed
not
things?
good.
Mixed.
And I'm a little upset by that.
Maybe they're wrong. Maybe you'll love it.
I will be very sad if it's not good.
I started watching X-Files again. The most recent
Nice.
series. The first season premiere of X-Files was hot trash. Like microwave trash. But I was told that it gets better. You know what else comes out March 16th? Demon House, directed by Zach
my Lord,
Bagans.
that's your big news.
That's my big news. I was saving it until the end. I can't wait.
This weekend I was watching the episode where they go to that like haunted place that has all the dolls hanging. That was ridiculous.
That might have been the one that started his love affair with like the collectibles, because he opened his own store that has like haunted items.
Yeah.
The museum, the haunted museum,
He's
whatever he calls it.
such a weirdo.
God, he's great.
What's his friend's name that hangs out with him?
Which one?
The one that's like his main dude that they're both
Aaron?
so stupid. Aaron. Oh
Aaron's
my
not
God.
stupid. Come on, they've been through so much together. Hunting ghosts. He's got amazing. I want his glasses that he wears. Have you seen his
similar
glasses?
ones if you want to borrow them.
Maybe I will. Gotta get some my frames, my lenses put in. I need new glasses.
Actually, me too. I was looking online last night for them. Warby Parker has some new ones.
We got to talk about our
Yeah.
$10 picks to close out the week.
Things I would buy.
Are you giving a speech in grade school?
For $10. So Tomb Raider is getting pretty hyped up now.
The movie.
Yeah. Actually, I was sent screening passes to that.
What?
I'm kind of a big deal. And so I would buy Tomb Raider, the Gail Simone Tomb Raider Volume 1 and Volume 2, and check that out because I have not read that. But the art looks good. Seems cool.
Mike Rappin just
check it
gave
out.
his pitch.
Thanks, Mike.
Eternity Girl, former super spy superhero, finds herself depressed and not into life, but she's also immortal? ? Then, wait, her old arch nemesis shows up and offers her a cure to everything. Destroy the world.
Nice.
The world.
That sounds like we could make a song out of that, I think.
What else would you buy?
Well, I'd buy Volume 1 and Volume 2. That's $10.
okay. All right, sorry.
Jeez.
Wolverine's on sale right now. Wolverine Goes to Hell, Jason Aaron, and then I get the next two trades. But Wolverine Goes to Hell, he goes
To hell.
to hell, and then there's a part, I'm not sure if it's in this one or if it's right before, but he's got to like get to a certain area. I can't remember. It's been a couple years since I read it, but he has to fight like these 5 people to get to a certain location, and they
Like a quest.
They look like him, so he like kills them. They're like soldiers too, and later the bad guy's like, Wolverine, you know those 5 people you just killed? They were your illegitimate children from over the years. So he killed his own kids.
Get out.
Mind F. So he's like, oh God, I'm an animal. You know,
He
Wolverine
like basically,
type stuff.
yeah, like
So
confirms
he goes-
everything he thinks.
he
He's
goes
like, "Well,
crazy.
I'm a savage beast. And like the worst dad ever.
I'm an animal. So go buy those. They're like $3 or something.
Something like that. What is money?
Who needs it?
So next week.
Next
is a
week.
Stacked week.
Is it?
And Kiwi goes to Spain next Wednesday. So I'm coming in. I'm coming in to do the show, and I'm going to España.
Maybe you should do a Facebook Live just like by yourself from Spain.
I should.
Find a comic shop.
Are there comic shops there?
Yeah, sure.
So here's what's coming out next week. Giant D is Volume 7. Department H, number 24. Harrow County, Mike, is coming out, number 29. Vinegar Teeth, our gelatinous blob friend.
I do love that book.
Dark Fang, number 5. Death of Love. Was It Ever Alive? Number 2. Ice Cream Man is back. Number
Love
3.
Ice Cream Man.
Man's great. Kick-Ass, number 2. I'm curious to see where that goes, actually. Monstrous. Tomorrow. Monstrous, number 15. So tomorrow, next Wednesday will be Monstrous Wednesday. Regression, another horror comic favorite of ours.
Love Regression.
Witchblade, number 4 is back. Batman's back, number 43. Avengers. Did you want to talk about Avengers?
I kissed him.
Oh, that's right. The Mighty Thor, number 705. Miss Marvel, and a new Star Wars is coming.
When does Metal come out? When was that pushed to? Do we know?
I think it said the 28th.
When did it get pushed? Was it like pushed
literally like
this week?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I looked at the releases like 2 days ago and it wasn't, and then I looked yesterday and it was.
Come on,
so
Scott.
Metal's supposed to come out the 28th. So not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after.
Okay.
So we have some waiting to do. But yeah, get excited for a good next week.
I'm excited. What a show.
What a show. It's always such a great time in this room.
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
So good. Thanks, everyone, for watching. In the comments, let us know what you're reading or you have read today so far. I know it's still early for some.
What are your favorite horror books? Yeah, what are you reading these days?
Or what are you watching?
What gets you jazzed?
RoboCop. How many times, in the comments, let us know how many times you've seen RoboCop on demand.
0.
We'll see everybody next week. Goodbye. Uh-oh. I just moved. Keep waving. Don't stop moving.